Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to back to the Backpack Trader Training Room Crude Oil Inventory Report session for Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. This is our last session today, so we'll do away with that. Crude bounced into a long trade, as well as unleaded. Unleaded's gone too far, as has the 377 tick counterpunch crude chart in a long trade that's gone too far. There is the report. So our range, not very big. It was a little bit of a reaction, but not a whole lot. My cat's telling me he hasn't had enough attention with me having been gone for a week. All right, there's a short trade. That's a reaction trade. I'm gonna look for a new trade on that one as well. And it goes too far anyway. Long trade and stops out on both crude and, well, actually the longs stopped out on the crude and unleaded spotlight, and we stop out on the short. And good morning, Lynn. Been a while. Hey, we're coming up on our 10 seconds. Be ready to take trades. And we are in our session. Everybody's flat. We are in the July contracts on everything. Reminder while I'm thinking about it, next week crude oil inventory is on Thursday at 11 rather than Wednesday at 10:30. Monday being a Memorial Day holiday here in the U.S. Long trade on the 377 tick counterpunch. That triggers in. Unleaded sets a new session low, as does crude. I would say that's, even though that's right at our 2 minutes, that's reaction range. 61.98. Session low, 63. 64.16 was the session high. So just over $2 in range. And we have a potential stop and reverse to short on the 377. That's going to be at 62. 02 would be the plot. That would be a major key level. And I'm inclined to take that. It's going to be a big adjustment, but 61.99. That's the full stop. And that's also target 1. It triggers in. $61.99, so 89. That trade is too small with that adjustment. So you basically just have to ignore that. Either take it with 62.02. Money management would then be 61.92. And their target would be target 3 at 61.91. So just looking for 11 ticks on this. 62.02 from 62.12. We lost. Had a 10-point risk, or 10-tick risk. That's a 20-tick loss. No, and actually, yes, there is a short trade on unleaded. That's a trade off the 20 SMA. Stop at 105.1. Coming close to money management here. Money management on the 377 tick counterpunch. That one actually gives us a plotted stop at 62.01. Major key level, moving that around also. Actually not. That 62.01 is just the 2 ticks from the balance line. Money management. And is that target 1? 940. We got as low as 942. Not quite yet. Still nothing on crude itself. So unleaded comes to break-even stop at 988. Entry was at 989. Nobody's at POQ yet on unleaded. Still haven't got target one. Coming within like 2 ticks. Target one at 940. We got as low as 942. New session low on both unleaded and crude. 61.92 on crude. 09.42 on unleaded, and we stop out for break even, and we go long on the 377 tick. Break even stop at 61. And we're back into small trade territory. Stop sitting 61.92, which is the session low. I would take that down to 89. That definitely hurts the risk reward ratio. And there is a stop and reverse. Hey, at 92. Now that's just too big an adjustment for this trade, so let's make it 91. Let me go back up to the long side. We did get target one. Target one traders will be power quitting here. Stop still at 88 on unleaded. And we get within 1 tick of money management on the 377. Another money management win. Another money management trade would be power quitting here, except for the 61.99 stop and reverse. And we do stop and reverse at 61.99. So we have a 4 tick, 8 tick loss. Money management would be at 89. Stop is at 62.16. And target at 91. No. Oh, that's another trade that's too small. That's just an exit point. By the time you make the stop and reverse adjustment, that trade is too small. Target 3 is less than 10 ticks. Two choices. You can just make this one trail only with 2 positions. I'm just running a straight default calculator for Crude on the old 377. That's the trade plan we've been running forever. Now, if you're not, Lynn, if you are not on, if you're not on NinjaTrader on the same data server that I'm on, then you're probably gonna have different setups, because this where your particular ticks run will make a difference on this, because it's being real tight right now. So I wouldn't expect it's likely to be settings, but this is going to be the settings that are on the Counterpunch website. This is the 377 tick plan we've run forever since Counterpunch originally came out, and that's been 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago. Because Counterpunch was the first strategy I started, but he was just introducing Counterpunch and still running some. So shortly after I started with Troy, he ran a boot camp, in-person boot camp in Las Vegas, in like February or March of 2015. But it goes back definitely that far. Nothing special. All right, unleaded. Picks up target 1 and looks like it trails down to right there. Now, okay, so it stops out and reverses. At 966, so we go long. 966. Target 1 traders are done. Target 2 traders need at least a money management on this trade to get power of quitting. And we have a long trade on Crude. I would take the stop down to 89. That's a 5-tick adjustment. 91 maybe. Don't like it, but that's 3-tick adjustment is definitely better. We are back below, so I will put the buy stop limit right there. Small trade. There's the entry. Small trade again. So targets will be targets 2 and 3. 24 and 29. And as I said, 91 for the stop. Get it at least a tick below the session low. And we did get money management on the unleaded trade, so that's a break-even stop out and power quitting for both targets 1 and target 2. It's I haven't looked at the TA for cloud control because I've got an issue right now getting that loaded. But check the website. I don't know if he's got any training up for using the TA on cloud control or not. But what do you have any of the other strategies, Lynn? Troy's got some good training videos on using the TA, and they pretty much apply to both TradeStation and NinjaTrader. I can put up what we have on that here. I just didn't want to jump in too much. Let's see what we've got on. Since unleaded is done now, go ahead. Got one less thing to keep following. Okay, and there's a trade for me. I will come back to that in just a second as soon as I put this trade in. I've got a short on the micro crude at 6104. But yeah, if you have Spotlight, I know Troy's got some good videos on using the TA somewhere in the training. If you've got the Spotlight TA, here's your settings. All right, we're running this one 9:30 to noon Eastern. 2 target 1s or 1 target 2 for power quitting. 3 positions. Okay, standard mode. Running target 1, target 2, and trail. Actually, I think this is running target 2, 3, and trail for me. Maybe it's target. Maybe it is target 1. Target 1 is your break-even point on this. Okay, did you see? You got your settings there. Lynn, let me know when you're ready for the next page. Move this up over the so we can see. All right. Next page. And it looks like we picked up a. Okay, so we stop and if you went in the trail. Are you ready for the next page after the signal line length? Well, we would have just gone into a long trade. That would have been a stop and reverse because we were trailing in the trailing trade. Oh, and here is another stop and reverse. It's going to be at 97. Can't get to that. Here it's pretty. Oh, okay, yeah, we've still got the filters coming up. So we're in the long, potential stop and reverse at 97. Okay, ready for below the squeeze zone filter? Okay, there you go. And that's the key level setups. That's going to be pretty much it. I think the rest of it's just NinjaTrader setup, but we'll see in a second. At 62.0, hey, 62.11 would be. Yeah, there we go. And now we're into the NinjaTrader setup. Now the stop and reverse to short actually had canceled, and we go take a full stop out on the long. Not nice. The adjustment keeping me in the long on crude. All right, and I get out of that so I can do something with my trade over here. And I accidentally got into my short that had canceled. And a long that touched the entry on the micro crude came back down to my short entry which was also the stop for the long. So good that I'm not in the long trade. But my short actually didn't hit the stop. So I am going to continue and go with that. And the adjustment to 91 is keeping us in the long. And it was keeping us in the long. 40 tick loss, 20 tick net, and we now go short on the 377. Unleaded is done. This is an 11 tick target 3. Another little bitty trade. Not quite as small as the last one we've had though. But how far back you're taking your data, that kind of thing will have make a change on the trade sequence on the 377 tick. Lots of trades without lots of much price movement nowadays means that 377 tick trades are fairly small. Now the question is Crude going to push up or down here? Is it going to push down into the $61 area? Or is it going to go back up into the 62s? Right. I'm pretty sure, well, I don't think it has videos specific to NinjaTrader, but the TA videos are pretty generic. It's just a matter of how you set up um, the testing ranges and so forth. And there is a long setup at 11. And there we go in the long. Money management at 25. Okay, yeah, so it's in the target at 27. And 37. And stop at 84. I'm going to keep my trade because I'm going to stop and reverse the long. But that is at 11, which if I put it stop and reverse, it's just below the 50. So I'm going to just keep 16. You don't see that on the charts here. Okay, what do we have here? The short stopped out, reversed to long, which got the money management. So we got 2 ticks on that one. Now we're in the short. And that's the entry. Sorry. So our money management is 97 is the entry, it looks like. 98. There is a new short, second full stop out. That actually ends the session. Two full losses. And we get target 2. And trailing on the 377. Nice, starting to get a nice trailer here. A3 now for the trailer on the 377. So our 2 losses on the 94 ticks and losses on the Spotlight Crude. Stop out at 81. I don't know if we're at our power footing yet or not on the 377, but we're going to be pretty close. I want to say Will had done some TA videos back in either Counterpunch or Spotlight. Look back on at some of the Counterpunch boot camp videos. Lynn would be where I would, because I think that's where Will probably had gone over Ninja Trader TA a little bit. I found the Ninja Trader TA basically fairly straightforward. How do you make it work compared to the TA or to the trade station? I really haven't used it a whole lot. But that's where I would look is in. Now, I've not so much the catapult boot camps. That wouldn't hurt, but I would look back in your counterpunch boot camps, because that's when Will was, usually doing a presentation in the boot camps, and Will would do typically do the NinjaTrader TA. Then, and he also did some NinjaTrader TAs, I believe, in Spotlight. You said you don't have Spotlight, so. But yeah, look in the boot camp videos for that. I think you'll find some videos Will did on using the TA. Gabriel, that's interesting. Yeah, that will definitely make Europe interesting, since a lot of their natural gas supplies from Russia have been cut off with the war in Ukraine. All right. So that basically does it for our charts. Any other questions this morning? Crude seems to be pushing down. It'll be interesting to see what natural gas does. Unleaded gasoline also pushing down. Let's duplicate this one. Let's see. I don't remember the symbol for natural gas. Yeah, Henry Hub natural gas is NG. Let's take that. Let's see what it looks like. See if the 20 tick range bar is even remotely where we want to be. Well, it doesn't look too bad. That's pretty, okay. Right at the session open, 380, 3839. So we got a bit of an uptrend. That 30% rise is more than the dollar. Now, there is a pretty steep drop. Sunday, Monday session, pretty steep downward. Tuesday session, strong uptrend. Yeah, 30 to 40 cents, and then running kind of sideways since then to today's session. Natural gas inventory report coming out tomorrow at 11. So that will be interesting, but nothing much there to work with today. Look at that one right there. And I'm going to call it a day, and unless anybody else has questions. Questions or comments? Winning session on unleaded. Oops. Oh, I changed my regular chart, not the one I wanted to change. All right, let's go back to the. Oh, I know why. All right, there's the July chart. All right, no questions, so I will see everybody tomorrow morning at 9:30 in here. Everybody have a good one. See you tomorrow.